There are two reasons why a player will finish playing a football match and they will be called in to be tested for drugs. I am Dr. George of Sports and I am Africa's #1 sports medicine content creator. In the ongoing WAFCON 2026 happening in Morocco, Nigeria's right back Michel Alozie put in a fantastic performance. In fact, a man of the match performance against Zambia, that game that Nigeria won by a goal to nil with a player sent off in the first half. After that match, CAF officials called her in for testing, for anti-doping testing, and a lot of Nigerians were like, did she use drugs? Some were castigating CAF and saying, why would you call our players? And all kind of things. It just reminds me of the 2026 Conference League final, Crystal Palace won. Adam Wharton put up a man of the match display, and after that match, he was called in for anti-doping testing. In the 1994 World Cup, Diego Maradona was also called in for drug testing after the match. And as I said earlier, there are two reasons why that could happen, or two criteria for choosing a player for drug testing after a match. One, random, very random. So the doping control officer, in the presence of representatives of both teams, does a blind draw, a blind ballot, and picks 1 or 2 or 3 players randomly that could be tested after the game. The second criteria, the second reason could be after an exceptional performance. There's a way a player will play in a match, and the officials will say, let's test this one. So it could be after a fantastic performance, just like we saw with Michel Alozie and Adam Wharton. It could also be from intelligence. Maybe they got wind of something that, be like, say, the waka with this player, the waka no straight, and they just like we have with the police, that they just randomly will call in for questioning. It could also happen to players. It could also be some players who return from injury and they just want to be sure that through the injury process or the recovery process, they did not get anything that improved their performance. So these are the two ways, or the two reasons, or the two criteria that could make a player to be called up after a match. Thankfully, Michel Alozie came out clear. Adam Wharton also came out clear. Diego Maradona, as we all know, did not come out clear. So there was absolutely nothing wrong. They were not targeting any of our Nigerian players, and it was just routine stuff. I hope you've learned something. You're welcome.